The Nomad, written by Halide Edip Adıvar, is one of the author's most famous works. The novel addresses important social and political issues such as Turkish nationalism and the women's movement. The Nomad also reflects elements from Halide Edip Adıvar's own life. The novel narrates the last periods of the Ottoman Empire and the establishment of the Republic of Turkey. The Nomad holds an important place in Turkish literature and is often referenced in research on themes such as nationalism, modernization, and women's emancipation. The novel tells the story of a family who witnesses the dissolution and downfall of the Ottoman Empire. The Nomad has also been a source of inspiration for important studies on the women's movement and feminism. The protagonist of the novel, İnsan, is a character torn between modernization and nationalism. Halide Edip Adıvar vividly portrays the female characters in her novel and emphasizes the role of women in society. The novel sheds light on the political events of the period and offers the reader a historical perspective. The Nomad reflects an important period in Turkish literature and immerses the reader in the atmosphere of that time. The novel tells the story of a family's migration under the command of Tarzay Mustafa to Erzurum, Sivas, Amasya, and finally Ankara. The novel extensively portrays the social and political atmosphere of the cities the family migrates to. Halide Edip Adıvar also sheds light on the period of the national struggle in the Nomad. The protagonist of the novel, İnsan, takes an active role in the national struggle and fights for his country. The Nomad stands out as a work that brings together Halide Edip Adıvar's literary talent and political views. The novel is also recognized as a work that transcends its time with its language and style. The Nomad also reflects Halide Edip Adıvar's understanding of feminism and highlights the struggle for women's rights. The novel also touches upon the occupation of Istanbul and the War of Independence. Although it focuses on a family, the Nomad actually tells the story of a nation. The novel reflects Halide Edip Adıvar's sensitivity towards the place and rights of Turkish women in society. Halide Edip Adıvar has made an important contribution to Turkish literature with the Nomad. The novel provides valuable information about Turkish history and culture. Together with Halide Edip Adıvar's other works, The Nomad is considered one of the classics of Turkish literature. The novel covers a wide period of time and brings representatives of different social classes together. The Nomad also relies on Halide Edip Adıvar's own observations and experience. While remaining loyal to the deep-rooted traditions of Turkish literature, the novel also reflects the influences of the modern era. Through its first-person narrative, The Nomad offers the reader a deep insight into the character's inner world. The novel touches upon different dimensions of Turkish nationalism and makes an effort to examine the subject with a critical approach. Although a fictional story, The Nomad successfully reflects historical facts and the atmosphere of the period. The novel also reveals Halide Edip Adıvar's political stance. The Nomad is a work that is frequently examined by literary critics and researchers. The novel has a rich set of characters and reflects the social contradictions of the period. Although it may appear as a political novel at times, The Nomad actually explores universal themes such as family, love, and loyalty. The novel also stands out with its detailed background that reflects the period. The Nomad depicts the changes and challenges experienced by Turkish society at a historical turning point. The novel explores the contradictions and resistance in society through the life of İnsan. Halide Edip Adıvar also stands out in The Nomad with her use of language and discourse. The novel skillfully constructs the political and social events of the period. The Nomad tells the story of the changes and struggles of Turkish women's place in society. The novel also successfully addresses the transition from childhood to adulthood. The Nomad is an important work written by Halide Edip Adıvar from a feminist perspective. The novel attempts to critically examine the discrimination that exists in society. The Nomad is more than just a novel, it is also a declaration and manifesto. The novel takes the reader on an emotional journey and provokes thoughts. The Nomad is considered one of the most important works of Turkish literature and has been published by many publishing houses.